My husband's ex-wife showed up at our door after 8 years of silence. What she asked for left me speechless. I never expected to be a mother at 26, especially not to a traumatized 7-year-old who barely spoke. But that's what happened when I fell in love with David, whose ex-wife Vanessa had abandoned them both without warning, leaving nothing but a hastily scribbled note. I can't do this anymore. For 3 years, Lily would wake up screaming, convinced that I too would disappear in the middle of the night. We tried everything: parrot therapy, support groups, consistent routines. I'd sit beside her bed night after night, promising I wasn't going anywhere. By the time Lily turned 12, she was thriving honor roll student, competitive swimmer, and finally able to have sleepovers without panic attacks. David and I had another child by then, paired in a 2-year-old son who adored his big sister. Our family felt complete, the wounds of abandonment finally scarring over. Then last Tuesday, the doorbell rang. I opened the door to find a woman who looked vaguely familiar, though I'd never met her. I'd only seen her in the few photos David hadn't thrown away for Lily's sake. "Is David home?" she asked, her voice shaking slightly. My heart stopped. Vanessa, 8 years of silence, and here she was on our doorstep, looking both exactly like and nothing like her photos. Thinner, older, nervous. David came to the door, his face draining of color. "What are you doing here?" he asked, positioning himself slightly in front of me. Parent a protective gesture that made me love him even more. "I am sorry to show up like this," she said. "I've been sober for 2 years now. My sponsor says I need to make amends." That's when I noticed the AFD chip she was fidgeting with in her hand. "I don't expect forgiveness," she continued. "I just wanted to explain that it wasn't about Lily. It was never about her. I was battling addiction and depression, and I convinced myself you both would be better off without me." "We are better off without you?" I placed my hand on his arm, feeling his tension. "What do you want, Vanessa?" I asked directly. She took a deep breath. "I'd like to meet my daughter just once, just to tell her it wasn't her fault." Before either of us could respond, we heard Lily's voice behind us. "She'd come downstairs for a snack and overheard everything, Mom," she said, looking directly at me. "Not Vanessa. Who's this?" That single word, parent mom, turned directed at me rather than the woman who gave birth to her, brought tears to my eyes. In that moment, I realized something profound. Motherhood isn't about biology. It's about showing up every day, through nightmares and school projects and first heartbreaks. David looked at me silently, asking what we should do. This was uncharted territory. I knelt down to Lily's level. "This is Vanessa," I said gently. "She knew you when you were very little." Lily studied the stranger on our doorstep. "Are you the one who left?" she asked, with the directness only children possess. Vanessa nodded, tears streaming down her face. What happened next shocked us all. Lily stepped forward and said, "I'm glad you are not sick anymore. Do you want to see my science project?" I got in a later that night after a brief awkward visit where Vanessa looked at Lily's photos and achievements from a respectful distance. She pulled me aside. "Thank you," she whispered, "for being what she needed when I couldn't be, for loving her better than I knew how. I could have been angry, I could have been territorial. Instead, I simply said she deserves all the love in the world." As Vanessa left, she handed me an envelope. "I don't want to disrupt your family. I just wanted her to know it wasn't her fault. This is for her college fund, and my contact information if she ever has questions. Some people have asked if I am worried Vanessa will try to take Lily back. I am not, because motherhood isn't about who gives birth. It's about who stays, who shows up, who puts in the work, and in the moments that matter most. Lily knows exactly who her mother is."